How do we keep our kids safe at school? Endless possible solutions are being debated nationwide. Sarasota County's own Sheriff Tom Knight is offering his own unique plan. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us now to explain what his idea entails. Jess.
Alan, it's called the Sarasota County School Marshal Security Opportunity. Sheriff Knight wants to put retired law enforcement officers and veterans in schools, armed to defend against an active shooter or any threat to student safety.
Brian Jacobs is a veteran. He also helps others who served overseas find their place in society when they return home.
Children should be able to go to school safe, and veterans, they're looking for a reason to serve again.
Jacobs estimates that between Sarasota and Manatee counties, there are 90,000 veterans looking for work. He says protecting students in schools would give those veterans a purpose again.
As long as there's going to be statues of protection of the veterans that are going to be serving, I say why not? I say give them a reason to serve their community. Most veterans have, all the tactical weapons training and all the backgrounds to already fill these positions.
Sheriff Tom Knight has been working on a plan since the Sandy Hook school shooting that would take retired officers and veterans, arm them, train them, and put them in schools to protect our students and faculty.
And in this community, I have more retired police officers call me and say, what can I do to help?
Every year, Sheriff Knight says he has 70 retired officers come out for a concealed weapon recertification class that he does as a thank you to those who served. That's at least 70 qualified candidates for the job.
And it's important for us to understand that these police officers have strategic tactical training. They have the ability to go on campuses with their training, and they are armed. They do have weapons.
The issue is right now, Florida law does not allow anyone aside from law enforcement officers to carry a concealed weapon on campuses. Sheriff Knight says he's talked to State Senator Greg Steube about adding an exception to that law for these retired officers and veterans.
And these are people who over the course of their career have confronted danger, don't run from danger. They will be the ones going at the shooter while teachers and school board administrators and everybody else is trying to secure the children and keep the children safe.
Sheriff Knight proposes these retirees to be dressed in street clothes to blend in with others on campus and have a concealed weapon. The other option, according to the school district, would be for these armed retired officers and veterans to not conceal the weapons, but carry them openly.
To me, there's real benefit in whoever's providing that armed security of having not only that person visible, but their firearm visible. You want people to know, especially somebody who has bad intention, I think you want them to know that this isn't a gun-free zone and you could be confronted by somebody with a firearm.
And that, Assistant Superintendent Scott Lempe says, is not against the law.
Right now, today, if we, for example, were to contract with a company that was armed security, they could walk on a campus with an open carry weapon.
Lempe says Sheriff Knight's plan is something that school board is looking at implementing in the schools.
Anything that is focused on improving the quality of safety and security of our schools, we're in favor of and needs to be explored regardless of who it comes from or what the nature of the plan is. I think there are probably three options. One is to expand the presence of SROs, and we have a wonderful relationship with local law enforcement today. Two would be to move to kind of the other end of the spectrum and look to an armed security guard, kind of like the Whack and Hut companies provide, although they be employees of the school board, a Class G security license kinds of people. And I see the sheriff's plan as kind of in the middle of those two things.
Sheriff Knight proposes that the sheriff's office would provide the 4 to 8 weeks worth of training for these retirees, but that the school district would fund the positions. The officers, Sheriff Knight imagines, would be district employees.
These are retired people. They won't work weekends, they won't work summer times. They'll be on the campuses when the campuses are open for the children to be there, and they'll simply go home at the end of their time on the campuses.
While the district supports the possibility, not everyone does.
That's a bad idea. We do not need more guns in schools.
Members of the Democratic Party of Sarasota County see the solution to gun violence on school campuses is getting more laws passed that they call common sense gun laws.
We ban assault weapons, and number one, mental help for people. We just need to do common sense. And putting more guns in schools is not the answer. Why should our children be afraid to go to school? It's just not right.
The Sarasota County School Board did meet yesterday in an executive session to discuss some of these options. A decision is yet to come about whether or not Sheriff Knight's proposal will become a reality.
Jess, thank you.